Leaky internet, thank you for the subject of today's video. And before we begin, I'm going to acknowledge the source of the images used in the background of this video. Thanks and credit to them. They are linked at the top of the description. Hello YouTubers, this is noobifier. After waiting from 2015 until December 21, 2019, is CIG about to release a Carrack killer on the 27th of November. This is based on some minor leaks about the ship that'll most likely be concepted on MISC Day during the upcoming sale. I'm going to be talking about what we can see from the pictures and some text, so minor spoilers, and if that really bothers you, and I don't think it should, but it might, this is now your time to switch off the video. But I think you should stay. Let's begin. In total, there are 3 concepts that I expect to see during this sale. One has been released already, which is the Saxon. I have 2 videos about it, one which explains how the Saxon is this year's LTI token and how you might use that to your advantage. There's a cargo mover from Argo called the Raft, which we're going to see on the 25th of November, and then the MISC Odyssey. So the information is a photo, some 3D, some text, and a summary of the discussion that we've been having back and forth on the channel's Discord. It's free to join. The Odyssey is a MISC ship that's focused on exploration, survey distant frontiers, and explore the furthest reaches of space with the MISC Odyssey, the most advanced and most complete exploration ship available to civilians. Designed to be supremely self-sufficient, the Odyssey comes with an onboard refinery with built-in mining tech, expansive capacities for supplies, and a hangar capable of housing a small ship, along with comprehensive, comfortable accommodations for a crew of 7. In the Discord from our clever work from the fact-finding citizens, originally people had considered that this is simply the front module of an Endeavor. That has proven to be false from looking at the pictures. And between you and me, if CIG actually wants to make money and fund the game, it makes more sense to make a new ship than to re-release one that people may already own. So from that little bit of text, they mentioned an onboard refinery. MISC is known for their fuel scooping tech, and this is actually the perfect addition to long-range exploration, a sort of unlimited perpetual motion machine or a self-fueling car. If you'd missed it in the recent Inside starcitizen, fuel is now part of the refinery loop. I mention it so that people don't misunderstand that quantanium is an ore to be mined. Quantanium is a tiny, delicate, highly unstable mineral that can be harvested and refined into quantanium fuel. Once mined, quantanium is unstable, and it'll eventually explode. So given the risk, successfully delivered quantanium can be lucrative, and this is where the real power of this ship comes in. So we do know that the Carrack has a huge fuel store for long-range missions, but this is also pretty cool, right? So you're out doing some sightseeing, and maybe you take a target of opportunity and do some fueling while looking at a nebula. This is pretty cool because you're off unsupported in the darkest reaches of the universe, and you can pump the gas. So let's go through a little tale of the tape. It's a boxing term. There's only one ship from MISC that's beefed up by the military, and that's the Star G. In lore, the Star G was modified by Aegis for the military use with better protection, bigger guns, and missiles. Do I think this concept is a military ship with military components? No, not at all. It seems to have a single turret with a pair of pea shooters, and the hull has none of the characteristics of being protected or plated. For its size, it could have a very powerful shield to make up for that, but I consider this to be one of those ships that are sitting ducks that need an escort. The Carrack is armed, armored, and plated, and that might be one great reason not to melt it. So on the subject of melting, we should actually talk about the price. If CIG was smart, they would release the Odyssey below the current price of $600, forcing backers to melt instead of upgrade. If they were to sell it exactly for $600, but let's say $550 war bond, they might be doing that slightly predatory tactic thing of making it where you would either need to buy both or melt it, but still buy war bond to get the LTI and the discount. It has a listed crew of 7 despite the single turret, so now I'm really quite excited to see what kind of game loops they're planning for this. The pilot and the turret gunner, 4 miscellaneous bodies on the ship. It's larger than the Carrack, so we should expect a shop, a medbay, fully sorted out crew quarters, like they said in the description. It is listed for exploration, so it might have boosted sensors, but it will likely lack all of the bespoke jump point charting gear, such as computers, drones, stabilizers, and that specialized snub that the Carrack has. So we come to the end of the video, and I guess the title is more of a question. Would you melt your Carrack for what's being proposed? Comment your comments and personal speculation in the comments. Would you own both? Do you think there's overlap in the function, or do you think that these are completely different? And at the end, I want to address some housekeeping. I have been asked to add closed captioning by the community members, which I now do whenever possible. And I've also been asked to host videos off-platform on different platforms because some of you actually like the content but might actually hate Google. So I guess that's a principle thing where you might like what's being done here but hate the platform. Regardless, I've decided that all videos moving on will not only be published here on YouTube, but as a service will also be published on the noobifier Facebook page as an alternative for you. So if that's important to you, please go and like on Facebook. You should do that anyways because it's fun and you're going to see updated content in your Facebook feed. I'm also going to revitalize the dormant Instagram account, and this is where you might see early shots of hardware that's being reviewed and some other behind the scenes stuff. So in short, I'm going to be making the channel much more accessible to you. If you missed the last video, I would invite you to watch it because it's foundational. There's lots of fun stuff happening and exciting times ahead. So thank you very much for spending your time with me. Stay tuned, link up, follow, subscribe for more, fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.